Here's a calculation most people have never done. Take your monthly expenses. Add up what it would cost to give yourself one extra month. Not a vacation, not a dramatic lifestyle upgrade, just one extra month where you didn't have to work and your bills still got paid. For most people, that number is somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000. And then ask yourself, do you have a single income stream outside of your job that could produce $500 of that? Not $3,000, just $500. So for most people, the answer is no. And that's not a moral failure. It's just the way the standard financial life is set up. One income source, coming from one employer, requiring your continued presence and performance to exist. And the specific vulnerability of that setup is what a side hustle changes. Not because a side hustle makes you rich by itself, but because $500 a month from a second income source represents a different kind of financial security than the same $500 coming entirely from your primary job. It's a second thread. And the second thread changes what job loss feels like, what a bad month feels like, and what you're able to deploy toward investment while your primary income covers your life. Here's the counterintuitive thing about the 5 side hustles I'm going to describe today. They're called crazy in the title. And they are in the sense that I think you'll be genuinely surprised by both the accessibility of each one and the income potential. But the craziest thing about them isn't any individual hustle. It's that more people aren't doing them. The barrier to entry is lower than you'd think. The income ceiling is higher than you'd think. And the amount of time and money required to start is lower than you'd think. The reason most people aren't doing these isn't that they can't. It's that they didn't know they existed or dismissed them as more complicated than they are. My name is Max, and I want to help you learn how to make your money work more for you in your life. This channel is about the real income and investment moves that change what financial security looks like. Subscribe if you want that. Let's go through the 5. Okay, the belief to address. The conventional understanding of side hustles says they require either exceptional skills or exceptional time, and the income they produce in the early stages is so modest that the effort to reward ratio barely justifies the effort. The belief is that side income is a long-term game. You're looking at months of low earnings before anything meaningful accumulates. And by the time it does, you're burning out on the combination of your primary job plus the side hustle. Here's the overlooked truth. The side hustles that produce the best effort to income ratio are almost never the ones that get the most content made about them. Dropshipping, affiliate marketing, and selling handmade products on Etsy are real income opportunities, but they're also intensely competitive, slow to ramp, and often require significant upfront investment. The 5 I'm going to describe today are less well known, faster to income, and in some cases, shockingly well compensated for the number of hours involved. The asymmetry between how obscure they are and how well they pay is specifically why they're the 5 worth knowing about. Here's the analogy. Most people fishing use the same 3 spots on the same river that everyone else uses. The fishing is technically available there, fish exist, catches happen, but the competition is high. The return per hour is modest, and the experience is shared with everyone who had the same idea. The 5 side hustles I'm going to describe are the quieter sections of the same river that most fishers haven't discovered yet. The fish are there, the conditions are good, the competition is minimal. The problem is nobody thought to look there because everyone was already at the 3 popular spots. But here's where it gets really interesting, because the psychology of why certain side hustles stay obscure despite excellent income potential has a specific mechanism that's worth naming. Research on information diffusion, the study of how ideas and opportunities spread through social networks, shows that high competition opportunities spread faster than low competition ones, specifically because more people are participating and talking about them. Dropshipping has enormous content volume, precisely because millions of people tried it, and enough of them succeeded to create a content ecosystem around the success stories. The side hustles with the best effort to income ratio are paradoxically harder to discover because fewer people are doing them, which means fewer success stories, which means lower content volume, which means the information diffuses more slowly. The obscurity is itself a signal of a less saturated opportunity. Quieter fishing spots are quieter for a reason that benefits the angler who knows about them. Here are the 5. The first, notary signing agent. This one genuinely surprised me when I first encountered the income numbers, and it will surprise you too. A notary public is a certified official who witnesses the signing of important documents, real estate transactions, loan closings, legal documents. The certification process varies by state, but typically involves a short course, an exam, and a small fee, often completable in a weekend, with a total cost under $200. The notary signing agent takes this one step further. They specialize in loan document signings for real estate transactions, working with title companies and signing services to facilitate mortgage closings. The income per signing, $75 to $200 per appointment, typically lasting 45 to 90 minutes. In a decent real estate market, a part-time notary signing agent doing 4 to 8 signings per week earns $1,200 to $3,200 per month. For certification that costs under $200 and a set of skills that take a weekend to develop. The barrier, state certification, a professional appearance, and the ability to drive to signing locations. The startup path. Look up your state's notary public certification requirements on your Secretary of State website. Take the required course. National Notary Association has comprehensive training. Get the certification. Register with signing services like signingagent.com, Notary Rotary, or SnapDocs. Start getting assignments. Most new notary signing agents see their first assignment within 2 to 4 weeks of registration. The initial income ramp is faster than almost any other accessible side hustle. The second, UGC content creation. UGC stands for user-generated content, the authentic-looking videos, photos, and testimonials that brands use in their advertising and on their social media. Here's the part that makes this side hustle genuinely surprising. You don't need a social media following. Not one follower is required. Brands pay for UGC specifically because it looks authentic, like something a real person made, rather than like polished advertising. The supply chain is brand hires a UGC creator to produce content. Brand uses that content in their paid advertising. You're not the distribution channel. You're the production resource. Rates, $100 to $500 per video for brands, with experienced creators earning $1,000 to $3,000 per month on a part-time basis. The startup path? Create a portfolio of 2 to 3 videos reviewing products you already own. Make them feel authentic, not produced. Submit them to UGC marketplaces like Billo, Manea, or the Creator Marketplace on TikTok. Pitch directly to brands on Instagram or LinkedIn by identifying brands in a category you're knowledgeable about and sending a direct message with your portfolio. The income starts modest, $100 for the first video, but grows as you build a track record and command higher rates. This is one of the fastest growing creator income categories, and the market is not saturated because most people don't know it exists as a non-influencer opportunity. The third, expert witness and professional consulting. This one is specific to people with professional expertise in a field: medicine, engineering, finance, construction, real estate, technology, HR, law, marketing, any domain where professional knowledge is relevant. Expert witnesses are paid by law firms, insurance companies, and arbitration panels to provide professional opinions on cases where technical expertise is required. The pay rate, $150 to $500 per hour for consultation, preparation time, and testimony. For professionals with domain expertise, this is a genuine hourly rate that most people don't know is accessible to them. Beyond formal expert witness work, professional consulting through platforms like GLG, Gerson Lehrman Group, Alpha Sites, Ortegas connects professionals with investment firms, private equity, and strategy consultants who need domain expertise for an hour or 2 of conversation. Compensation, $150 to $400 per hour for a phone conversation about what you already know from your professional experience. These platforms are specifically designed for professionals, not executives, not celebrities, professionals with real domain expertise in any field who have knowledge that decision makers need access to. If you have 3 or more years of professional experience in a specific domain, you are likely eligible. Most people have never heard of this category. The startup path. Register on expert.co, Expert Bench, or Courtroom Sciences for expert witness work. Register on GLG, Alpha Sites, or Tegas for professional consulting calls. The onboarding process takes 1 to 2 weeks. The hourly income is among the highest available to non-executive professionals. The fourth, digital product creation using AI-assisted tools. This is not create a course in the traditional sense. Months of filming, editing, and platform building. This is using the current generation of AI tools to dramatically compress the creation time for digital products that sell passively once created, specifically ebooks, prompt templates, financial spreadsheets, business document templates, Notion databases, and educational PDFs that solve specific narrow problems for specific narrow audiences. The example, a freelance accountant creates a small business tax deduction tracker spreadsheet with documentation, a product that took 4 hours to create using AI-assisted drafting and formatting, and listed on Gumroad, Etsy Digital, and PayHip at $27 per sale. 10 sales per month, $270 passive, 100 sales per month, $2,700. The market research question before creation. What specific, narrow problem do people in my professional domain or hobby regularly pay to solve? The creation question. What would I have paid $20 to $50 for when I was solving this problem? The asymmetry between creation time, 4 to 8 hours with AI assistance, and potential lifetime revenue makes this one of the highest leverage income opportunities available right now. The startup path. Identify one specific narrow problem in your professional domain or expertise area. Use ChatGPT, Claude, or equivalent to draft the content structure and initial content. Refine based on your expertise. Design using Canva. List on Gumroad, $0 to list. Promote through one targeted community where your audience lives. Expect slow initial sales. This is a long-tail income opportunity, not a fast cash one. But the creation cost is low and the product sells indefinitely. The fifth, renting assets you already own. The sharing economy's expansion has created marketplaces for assets that sit idle. And the income potential of those idle assets is significantly higher than most owners realize. The specific categories, your car. If you don't need it during certain hours, Turo Car Rental earns $500 to $1,200 per month. For many vehicle owners who list their car during work hours or on weekends they're not driving, your parking space, if you live in an urban area, Spot Hero, ParkWiz, and Neighbor.com marketplaces pay $100 to $400 per month for parking spaces that are otherwise unused. Your storage space, if you have a garage, spare room, or basement. Neighbor.com connects storage renters with space owners, generating $100 to $500 per month for space that's currently holding things, camera equipment, power tools, camping gear, musical instruments, loanables, rent my items, and Fat Llama rent equipment that sits idle between uses. The startup path. Inventory what you own that you use less than 100% of the time. Check each category's relevant marketplace for average rental prices in your market. List the top 2 or 3 highest income assets. This income category requires almost zero ongoing time after setup. It's as close to passive income as an early stage side hustle gets. Now let me run the cumulative math on what diversifying across even 2 or 3 of these side hustles produces for the wealth building timeline. If you generate $1,000 per month from a combination of notary signing agent work and digital product sales, and you direct 100% of that $1,000 to investment, $1,000 per month at 8% over 10 years, approximately $184,000 over 20 years, approximately $592,000 from income that doesn't require quitting your job or dramatically restructuring your life. If you generate $2,000 per month from 2 or 3 of these hustles simultaneously, $2,000 per month at 8% over 15 years, approximately $692,000. The side income, fully invested, produces the kind of wealth accumulation timeline that most people associate with high salaries. Not because the side income is enormous, but because it's fully invested rather than consumed. Here's the identity shift. The person who starts one of these 5 side hustles, who completes the certification, creates the portfolio, registers on the platform, makes the first listing, has crossed a specific threshold. They've demonstrated to themselves that their income is not a fixed variable determined entirely by their employer. They've proven concretely that they can generate income outside of their primary employment relationship, and that proof, even when the first check is $125 from a notary signing or $27 from a digital product, permanently changes how they think about their relationship with income. The shift isn't, I'm going to be rich from this side hustle. It's, I have more than one income thread. And the person with more than one income thread makes different career decisions, negotiates differently, takes different risks, and builds at a different pace than the person who has only one. Here's the close. 5 side hustles: notary signing agent, weekend certification, $75 to $200 per signing, 4 to 8 signings per week possible, UGC content creation, no following required, $100 to $500 per video, growing market with minimal competition, professional consulting and expert witness work, your existing domain expertise, $150 to $500 per hour, accessible through GLG, alpha sites, and expert witness platforms. AI-assisted digital products, 4 to 8 hours of creation, passive sales indefinitely, $20 to $50 per sale across multiple platforms. Renting idle assets, your car, parking, storage, equipment, generating $100 to $1,200 per month from things you already own. All 5 are accessible right now. All 5 have income potential that, fully invested, compound into wealth on a timeline that changes what the financial life looks like at 50 and 60. And all 5 are quieter fishing spots. Less competition, better per hour return, accessible to more people than are currently using them. Pick one. Start this week. Your second income thread is waiting to be added.